What did I put as my host name of my machine? Oh my God. Did you go on a distro hopping binge last night after your fifth Red Bull? Did you give your machine a name you can't say in good company? Is it so embarrassing you have to relocate to Costa Rica? Not that there's anything wrong with Costa Rica. If you answered yes to one of any of these any of these questions, don't fret. There is one command that will help you forget last night ever happened. This is B from Tay Talk Tech, and today I'm going to show you how to change the host name of a Linux machine in one command, including an example, so stick around to the end. Got a favor to ask though. If you like this type of video and want to see more content like this, make sure you are subscribed and hit the bell button for notifications. Also, don't forget to give this video a like if you like it, give it a dislike if you didn't like it, let me know what you liked, didn't like, or if you have any questions down below in the comments. So let's go ahead and get into it. So every Linux machine is going to have a host name. It's when you're setting up the machine, it's one of like the set questions that you're going to be answering when you're installing a Linux distribution. Now, I've got my machine here, which is going to be Ubuntu server, and that's actually just its host name. Now, your host name can really be anything. Now, there are limitations to characters and stuff like that, but you could make it uh, bonkers life or bonkers for life or something like that. I can't think of anything better off the top of my head, but you can really name it whatever you want. So we can, and typically, in most Linux distributions by default, they usually have that included in the inside the command prompt name. I'm sorry, not the command name, but the command prompt here, right here, leading up to it. I forget what it's called, but it's there. Not always going to be there, but most of the time it is. So really the question is how do you change it if you want to change it? Say if you were in that scenario, that I listed in the intro, how do you do that? It's a pretty simple thing. Now, in the past, there were a couple of different methods that were used in order to make this happen. One of those was using the hostname command, and you would just do hostname. And then the other one was you actually would go to, I'm just going to show it to you here, Etsy, is you would actually just change the name in this file if you wanted persistence. Now, the problem with the hostname command is it wasn't persistent, and in this way you have to go and update the file. Not that that's like a huge task, but it's just kind of like, that's my response to it. It's just, uh. Now, we're going to be focusing on a different command here today, and this one is associated with the hostname D, system D daemon, which allows you to get information about and control the hostname on a Linux system. So today we're going to be, of course, focusing on controlling or changing the hostname on a Linux system. Now, the command that we're using today combines both of those methods that we just went over. Now, what is that command? It's going to be hostname ctl, and it's going to be hostname and then the name that you want to give it. We're just going to go with bonkers for life. All right, there we go. And we're going to go ahead and enter. And we got to. And one of the things you'll want to remember about this command is you do need to either be sudo or you need to be root in order to make this command happen. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, there we go. Now, if you run the hostname command, just without any type of input after it, it's going to give you what the host name is currently of the machine. And we can see that it hasn't updated in the command prompt, but it is showing as the actual host name. So that has been temporarily updated, but once we reboot, it's going to go ahead and actually go back to Ubuntu server. So but using host name CTL, host name is going to change that name permanently. So just keep that in mind. If you do end up changing it to something embarrassing that, next day if somebody comes in, they will see that. So yeah, just be mindful of that. Well, pretty easy, right? Don't forget to check out the other videos in this playlist. Thank you very much for watching my video and have the greatest of days.